Some people change in ways you barely notice until it's too late. One day they're open, engaged, present. The next, something's different, not in a dramatic way, more like a subtle shift in how they see you, respond to you, think about you. You feel it in conversations that used to flow naturally, but now feel strangely distant. In responses that are polite, but somehow empty. In eyes that look at you differently, like they're seeing something new, something they don't like. This shift changes everything. The warmth disappears from their voice. Their usual thoughtful responses turn mechanical. That feeling of connection you once had. It fades so smoothly you might miss it happening. It's not about drama or making a scene. It's about a fundamental change in how they process you in their world. Like being quietly moved from the inside circle to the outside without any announcement or explanation. This is what happens when certain people, particularly Sigma males, shift their view of someone. The change isn't loud, but it's complete. And once it starts, it rarely stops. These 6 signs will show you exactly what this change looks like, because once you understand them, you'll never miss them again. Number 1, he becomes sarcastic, especially when he disagrees with you. Everything changes with that first sarcastic reply, not the fun, joking kind that friends share. This hits differently. One minute you're giving your side of the story and there it is. That slight smile, that raised eyebrow, that response that feels like a quiet punch to your pride. His words sound normal on the surface, maybe even friendly, but there's something underneath now, something sharp. When you try to explain yourself, the Sigma male doesn't argue. Instead, you get these perfectly timed comments that make you feel like you're suddenly in on a joke, except you're the joke. It's weird how calm he stays while doing it. No arguing. Just these smooth, quick responses that somehow make you question everything you're saying. He might even throw your own words back at you, but twist it in a way that shows every flaw in your logic. The really uncomfortable part is he only does this when he spots something fake. A weak excuse, the half-truth, a story that doesn't quite add up. Each sarcastic comment is like a quiet warning sign telling you he's not buying what you're selling anymore. This new sarcasm isn't about being mean or trying to hurt you. It's his way of saying he's done pretending, done nodding along, done accepting things at face value. Because once a Sigma male switches to this kind of sarcasm, it means he's already seen behind the curtain. Number 2, friendly tone turns ice cold without warning. Scientists say your voice can drop several degrees when your trust in someone breaks. With Sigma males, this temperature change isn't just noticeable, it's chilling. That warmth in their voice, that subtle friendliness in their tone. It can vanish faster than morning frost in sunlight. The shift happens when they spot something that doesn't sit right, a lie, a betrayal, a sign of disrespect. Their brain processes these moments differently than most. While others might get angry or emotional, their mind triggers a natural defense, emotional distance through voice control. Think about how your voice changes when you talk to different people. Warm and open with friends, professional with coworkers, cold with people you don't trust. Sigma males take this to another level. Their voice becomes like a thermometer, showing exactly how much they trust you. The really interesting part is that this isn't something they plan. It's pure instinct developed through years of dealing with people who proved untrustworthy. Their brain automatically switches to this protective mode, dropping any hint of warmth from their voice. You'll hear it in how they say normal things. Simple words like okay or sure suddenly carry a different weight. Each response comes out cool and measured, like words carved in ice. No anger, no attitude. Just this unmistakable chill that tells you something shifted. When a Sigma male's voice loses its warmth, it's their mind telling them to create distance. Because sometimes the best warning signal isn't what's said, it's how it's said. Number 3, he shuts down any emotional conversations. Psychology shows that when trust breaks, people handle emotional talks in 2 ways. They either explode with feelings or completely shut them down. But Sigma males choose the second path every time. Try bringing up feelings or emotional topics with a Sigma who's triggered his defenses. The response is instant, like hitting a wall. Where he might have once listened and shared thoughts, now he deflects, redirects, changes the subject so smoothly you might not even notice at first. Maybe you're that coworker who used his ideas in meetings, claiming them as your own. Or that friend who talked behind his back while playing nice to his face. Or that team member who threw him under the bus to save yourself. Even that boss who gave him bad advice just to keep him from getting ahead. These aren't just moments. They're lessons learned about who can be trusted with what. His brain has switched to pure logic mode. Emotions become like a foreign language he suddenly doesn't speak anymore. Not because he can't feel, but because he's decided that emotional discussions with you aren't safe anymore. Ask how he feels about something. You'll get facts instead of feelings. Try to talk about what's wrong. He'll give you surface-level answers that lead nowhere. Share your own emotions. He'll respond with logical solutions, completely sidestepping the emotional part. This shutdown isn't random. It's his mind's way of protecting what he considers private, his inner world of thoughts and feelings. Once he decides someone can't be trusted with his emotions, that door closes completely. The weird part is he can still talk about deep stuff with others he trusts, but with you, it's like trying to have a heart-to-heart with a computer. Because when a Sigma male stops sharing his emotional side, it means he's already decided you've lost access to that part of him. Number 4, he starts acting indifferent or unbothered. The strongest response to betrayal isn't anger, it's indifference. And nobody masters this art quite like a Sigma male who's been pushed too far. Things that used to get a reaction now bounce right off. Your latest crisis. He listens with a face that could be watching paint dry. His mind has entered what psychologists call emotional detachment mode. It's like he's watching everything through a window, seeing it all happen but feeling none of it. Not because he's trying to be cold, but because his brain has decided you're not worth the emotional investment anymore. Try creating problems for him. Start rumors. Make his work harder. Play your little power games. You'll notice something strange. None of it seems to touch him. While others get worked up, he maintains this eerie calm that makes you wonder if he even cares. The thing is, he's not pretending. That's what makes this so powerful. He's actually reached a point where your actions truly don't affect him anymore. It's like you've been downgraded in his mind from important to background noise. Because sometimes the strongest move isn't fighting back, it's genuinely not caring anymore. And once Sigma males reach that point, no amount of drama can pull them back in. Number 5, he completely ignores your presence. Have you ever felt like you've become invisible? Not the fun kind of invisible, the kind where someone looks right through you like you're made of glass. That's exactly what happens when a Sigma switches you off in his mind. Imagine walking into a room. Others might nod, wave, or at least acknowledge you exist. But from him, nothing. No quick glance, no slight nod. Not even that tiny shift in body language that shows he knows you're there. It's like you've been edited out of his world. This goes deeper than just giving you the cold shoulder. In meetings, he'll respond to everyone else's ideas while yours float by unaddressed. In group conversations, he'll smoothly talk around you, never directly at you. Even in one-on-one situations, his attention seems focused on something just past you. He does all this while staying perfectly professional. No rudeness, no obvious snubs, just this complete lack of recognition that makes you question if you even exist in his space anymore. Think about how much energy it takes to completely ignore someone while still being in the same room, same meetings, same conversations. But for a Sigma who's made this choice, it's effortless because in his mind, you've already been removed from his reality. Whether you realize it or not, you've been edged out of his life, and no amount of effort on your part can change that. You did so much damage that he's now decided you're not even worth acknowledging. That's the ultimate sign of betrayal for a Sigma male, complete and total dismissal. Number 6, he stops trying to explain himself. The most telling silence is the one that follows years of explanation, said Maya Angelou. When someone stops sharing their thoughts with you, it's not just about words going unsaid, it's about trust being withdrawn. In the corporate world, in friendships, in any relationship, there's a crucial moment when a Sigma male's defenses transform openness into silence. His detailed explanations that once gave insight into his mind vanish behind a wall of simple statements and brief answers. In a world where information serves as both sword and shield, a Sigma's mind becomes a fortress. His decisions now come wrapped in silence. Instead of walking others through his process, he presents only the final choice. Projects shift direction without discussion. Plans change with no warning. His actions speak clearly, while his words say nothing at all. Beyond the wall of his defenses, life continues as normal. Others still receive his insights, his explanations, his thought process. But for those who triggered his protection mode, there's only silence. A silence that speaks volumes about trust broken and bridges burned. This defense mechanism isn't just about withholding information, it's about protecting something more valuable. The inner workings of a mind that's learned the hard way how thoughts shared can become weapons use. If this video spoke to you, I'd be happy to have you join our community by subscribing. Don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for being here. As always, stay strong and keep evolving.